This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Nice looking Monday afternoon. Plenty of sunshine in our forecast, and we'll hover right around 80 degrees, about 10 above average. Tonight, mainly clear with clouds towards sunrise, 55, and some rain developing tomorrow morning with a few showers tomorrow afternoon, and a high of 65. Front passes through tomorrow night. We clear. We'll settle back to a cooler 42 overnight. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 65. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Feast on the new White Hot Ranch Nacho Fries. Marinated grilled steak loaded on golden, boldly seasoned fries, topped with warm nacho cheese, sour cream, cheddar cheese, tomatoes, and the new White Hot Ranch sauce. At a participating Taco Bell location near you for a limited time only.
Tired of the politics ruining your daily sports binge?
Oh, come on, that sucks!
3 things the Sportsocracy stick to: sports, jokes, and strong opinions.
I just get stupider!
Beer City's best sports talk with Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, win!
TheSportsocracy.com. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets.
I love this.
Weekdays at 3 on ESPN Asheville.
I love every part of this.
Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Some women have put off receiving the COVID-19 vaccinations and booster shots because they plan to become pregnant. We spoke with Dr. Dorothy Fink, Director of Women's Health in the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Health, to find out more about COVID-19 and pregnancy.
The COVID-19 vaccine is definitely recommended during pregnancy and breastfeeding, as well as if you're trying to get pregnant now or might become pregnant in the future. And the really good news is that we've studied the vaccine and it has not been associated with miscarriage or premature birth. The reality is that when you get COVID during pregnancy, the complications can lead to preterm deliveries and many other serious health conditions. And we encourage all to really think about this because it's heartbreaking to think about a child who will not have their mom because she died because of COVID. And think about the vaccine. I know it's scary sometimes, you don't want to take anything right before pregnancy. Many times women think that, but this is something that can save your life.
To find COVID-19 vaccines and boosters near you, check out vaccines.gov.
Hey, this is Josh Howard with TP Howard's Plumbing. There's nothing worse than a plumbing emergency. We need service techs to help take care of our plumbing emergencies. Call TP Howard's Plumbing to apply today at 628-1369. That's 628-1369.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
The power of regenerative medicine is truly amazing, and the nation's leader in this exciting field is right here. QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics helps people all over America with natural biologic treatments for things that used to require surgery. Folks with joint pain and even thinning hair are seeing lasting results with these powerful non-surgical treatments. Imagine thicker, fuller hair like you had when you were younger. New breakthroughs in regenerative medicine show how it's possible to regenerate aging hair follicles, bringing them back to life so they can give you the look you want. Works for both men and women. Listen, modern advances in regenerative treatments are here. Don't think drugs and surgery are your only options anymore, because they're not. Call QC Kinetics now and see how they can harness the power of natural biologics with healing properties to get your life back. Call now for a free consultation. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 333-9517.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Sports Center.
Like Ben Simmons' Nets debut will have to wait until next season. He's out of a must-win in Game 4 against the Celtics tonight in that first-round NBA playoff series. Simmons had some back soreness yesterday, has been ruled out of Game 4. He hasn't played in about 10 months. Simmons just needs to get to this offseason, advises ESPN NBA analyst Tim Legler.
What he is dealing with in his return to the court, his anticipation of that, and to be thrust into this environment, this situation, with this many eyeballs on him, at this time of the year, against that defense, I think the best thing for him is to get to the summer, man, hit the reset, come back in the fall, re-energize, right place mentally, physically, and then be ready to help your team.
Tim Legler on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Raptors point guard Fred VanVleet won't play in Game 5 versus the 76ers tonight because of a hip flexor strain. VanVleet not sure if he'll be able to play should Toronto extend the series to a 6th game. NHL, Capitals captain Alex Ovechkin is day-to-day with an upper body injury suffered last night. Washington has already clinched a playoff spot. The postseason starts 1 week from today.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. That's cash. Enter it on our station website now.
Log on to ESPNABL.com.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings.
And welcome into the Ingles Studio here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy is back, and we are ready for Draftmas Week. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, and don't forget, we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com. Don't forget to click on that live video link. Once you're through to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Get your draft questions in today, because we got another Mullet's mailbag coming up in the extra hour, the happy hour of the program today at 5 o'clock.
And I can answer probably 40% of questions with one line. As of today, you should believe nothing that you hear.
It is lying.
Everything is a lie. It's all a lie.
It's all smoke screens and diversions. And
if it has, there are 2 places that you can look for sheer, unabashed honesty. One of them is a big, man-bunned, mulleted ginger jerk.
Uh-huh.
Hi, that's me. The other's Las Vegas. And if you hear something this week that you have not heard before, it should go in one ear and out the other, because it is a total lie.
Don't do like Flostradamus did last year and get caught on the day before the draft that Mac Jones is going number 3 instead of Trey Lance.
So funny you should say that.
Uh-huh.
Because to start the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to play a fun game. And this fun game is Jeremy talking to himself.
Okay.
There are 10, no doubt, do not waffle on this, things that I already know are going to happen during Draftmas. And I am going to tell them to you to put them on tape so that I cannot waffle on them this year.
10 definitive statements.
Learn my lesson.
10 definitive statements about how the draft's going to go down. It all starts on Thursday night. And yes, we will cover each and every pick live on the YouTube stream, thesportsocracy.com. It is lying week. We have smoke screens going up everywhere. We've got trade talks in the NFL. We'll have some NBA talk as well, as we have Ben Simmons back in the news again. Who's shocked?
He is back, Hush.
Yeah,
Hush is so bad because they're down 3-0, and it wouldn't matter if he played anyway.
No. The refs are taking over as well in the NBA playoffs. We'll discuss that and a whole lot more right here in the Sportsocracy. So let's get into it. Yep. Today it appears that everybody has now caught on to what Jeremy told us. Oh, what was that, 3 months ago? It feels like 3 months ago.
Isn't it funny? All those people that said, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. Betting favorite in Vegas to go number 1,
yep.
Trayvon Walker.
I
told you that at plus 2,200.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't even on the board when I said that in certain sports books. He's now the odds-on favorite.
Yep. Walker's odds went from plus 150 to minus 200 Sunday night at Caesars Sportsbook. Aiden Hutchinson now falling to plus 160 from the minus 170 that he was. So everybody's catching on.
And I'll be honest with you, it should be more drastic than that. It's not for one specific reason. They're hoping dum-dums will hop on Aiden Hutchinson to save them from what is going to be an absolute bloodletting.
Indeed, because Jeremy told everyone repeatedly, jump on this right now because the Jacksonville Jaguars are hot on Trayvon Walker, or at least their GM is.
Well, here's the thing. I've been doing this draft for a minute, and I've learned to cut through nonsense. And when nobody's sold on a guy, that should tell you everything you need to know. Because the number one pick will invariably be what decides your legacy. I have heard since the minute this season ended, Trent Baalke's not sold on Aiden Hutchinson.
Mm-hmm.
He's a stand-up double. How many times have I said that phrase on this show?
A bunch.
50?
At least.
And now, look at how it's being positioned. Look at the information that's come out today. Oh, it's all Trent Baalke. That's the front office of Jacksonville going, this is all him.
Mm-hmm.
If this blows up in our faces, don't you let any of that dirty tater gravy spill over on me. Because I said take Aiden Hutchinson. And Trent Baalke's just sitting back going, well, you should have known this. And you know why you should have known this? Because we've already seen him do it once.
Right.
And that guy's name was Aldon Smith.
Well, that just makes, it makes me think about when it comes time for the NFL draft, who should and should not be making the calls in those war rooms. Normally, you would say the GM was hired to do the football thing, so you would want the GM to make those types of decisions. In the Jacksonville Jaguars case, no. You really don't want Trent Baalke making that decision.
And I told you when they hired Doug Peterson, the discrepancy in how they want this team to go is very obvious, and you're going to see it in very short order. The Christian Kirk deal. No coach on this planet signed off on that.
Mm-hmm.
None. It has completely thrown the market on its head. And now you have the greatest example ever because the scouts want Aiden Hutchinson. Doug Peterson wants Ike Mekwonu, and Trent Baalke wants Trayvon Walker. Well, guess who's going to win?
It's Trent Baalke.
The arranged marriage of the guy that has hijacked this franchise, that's who's going to win.
Well, yeah, because he has the owners behind him.
And here's the thing. I can't definitively tell you he's not right.
He may be.
I can't tell you he's not right. Trayvon Walker scares me as much as knowing things about the Clintons, gas station sushi, Tijuana tap water. I mean, there's very little in his life that scares me.
Squirrels, birds, and clowns.
Those are the three things that scare me more than Trayvon Walker. He is a solid 4.
Nice. They have fallen in love with the upside. Everybody wants to know what could the upside to Trayvon Walker be? Could he be the next Myles Garrett? Or could he
be Vernon Gholston?
Exactly.
It's exactly what he could be, and that's what terrifies me.
Mm-hmm.
I know what Aiden Hutchinson is. I know exactly the player he will be. He will be Trey Hendrickson. Watch the Cincinnati Bengals. See the impact that he gave. Is he ever going to be a first-team All-Pro? No. He'll be a really good pass rusher. He'll be a really good teammate, and it'll be fine. But that's not what Jacksonville does.
Yep.
And I heard Peter King say something this morning that is one of the smartest things I've ever heard. He was on with Dan Patrick, and Dan asked him, how much stock, when you're doing mock drafts, do you have to put in to how stupid or smart a franchise is? It is way more than you think. Jacksonville, that's how I got on this.
Mm-hmm.
There was no uniformity of who the player was. I went back and looked at Trent Baalke and went, there's something weird here. Because if it was Aiden Hutchinson, you'd already told me that. Then I played the game of Trent Baalke's in love with someone. We just can't figure out who it is. It was Trayvon Walker. It's the only one that ever made any sense.
Right.
And then as time went on, people started to figure out, all of these things where you're bashing the player in the media, you can't unwind that. But he didn't say it out loud. No, he said it to sources. When it gets to me, everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm hearing direct verbatim quotes from that franchise, it's coming from somewhere. And they want you to know that for a reason. And now here we are.
Yep.
Now here we are. If you've got one of those plus 2,200 Trayvon Walker betting slips, you're welcome. Some of you have already sold those off. I know Armchair Commentary, our resident Canadian, he's one of them.
He sold his off.
Yeah, he got offered plus 500 to just get rid of it.
Okay.
And he went, okay.
Yeah, here you go. I'll take that.
That's not wrong. That's exactly what you should do. Take the free house money.
Mm-hmm. When they're offering you money, don't say no to it.
And now it's coming out of Detroit, in spite of the fact Detroit has made very clear that they weren't in love with anybody. Now, Aiden Hutchinson, they're so excited. They'll run the card to the podium. Yeah, they will. Because there's no loss there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no loss if you're Brad Holmes. I put in the Aiden Hutchinson card. I cannot lose because the universal best player in the draft fell to me. If he's awful, no one will hammer you for that. So, of course, that's what you do.
Right.
The draft starts at 3. The draft starts at 3, and now it's a question of what do you believe and what do you not believe.
Right. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1, if it were me, I mean, I would go with Ickey. I would go with Ike Ekwonu because I believe, as you said, these other guys, you don't know that they're going to be all pros, but I think Ike's going to be.
Well, there's no bust. There's no bust with Ekwonu. The problem is that all right, and here's why he won't go 1. This is another of those misinformation things. This is Doug Peterson trying to save his own hide. He's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
He's also probably going to be a guard. And if you take a guard at 1, look back to Robert Gallery. He was a phenomenal player in this league. Nobody remembers that. They remember he couldn't play dead in the Western as a left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
But he played 10 more years in the league. And he was attached at the hip to Tom Cable.
Yep.
There's no saving me there. So if you're the Houston Texans, now it's a question of how smart are you? Because he's going to fall in your lap. Now, are you smart enough to take him? Or are you going to do what everybody else is terrified to do and take Kayvon Thibodeau?
Right. Do you take the flashier guy? Or do you take the safest guy?
And that's the funny part of this. I have talked about this draft literally until I am so sick of virtually every player in this draft that I can't really quantify that. I have said this is going to go exactly how you think it will. The smart teams will do smart things. And then there's wild cards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the New York Giants are because I've never seen Shane draft a player in my life. And neither has anyone else. So if he does something completely off the board, there is a better than, I would say, 50% chance they end up with Kayvon Thibodeau and Derek Stingley, who coming into this were 1-2, and they're going to get him at 5 and 7. And you know where? You know how much bust potential there is there? Zero. Absolutely zero.
No chance that Kayvon Thibodeau busts out.
Oh, he could be an absolute disaster. But at 5, you couldn't not do it.
I see what you're saying.
You couldn't.
Right.
Now, there is also a Giants tidbit that will lead off the next hour, and it has nothing to do with either of the players I just said, and it directly affects the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
Because I fully believe they have done the worst job of a misinformation campaign in all the years I've been doing the draft.
Who, the Carolina Panthers?
Yes. And they fooled so many people that it is comical to me.
So what have you seen to make you believe that the Kenny Pickett thing's not going to happen?
The Kenny Pickett thing was never a thing. I've been saying that for as long as I can remember. Because there's 2 options here. Either you're lying to me or you're the dumbest franchise in the history of time. Because if Kenny Pickett doesn't go 6, he won't go in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how those 2 things in a vacuum don't make any sense? That's where none of this ever made any sense to me. If it was Malik Willis, okay. The upside's there, I get it. There's no win in Kenny Pickett. None. And Vegas is preying on you right now because the misinformation has gotten so absurd and people have believed it to such a point that now that's the most likely thing to happen.
Well, see, but it's not. This goes back to who's making the call. Who's going to make that pick? As a
okay, so all right, so take that question.
Yeah.
Who's making this pick?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you know it's not?
Who do I know it's not?
Mm-hmm.
It's not Matt Rule.
Correct. So now you're down to 2.
Uh-huh.
It's down to David Tepper.
Yep.
Or Scott Fitterer.
Uh-huh.
If it's Scott Fitterer, I promise you there is no shot of that.
I agree.
None.
My fear is it's David Tepper making the pick because obviously Pittsburgh
and now ask yourself
booster,
the question.
And he sees Kenny Pickett and he goes, this is the guy I have to have because I need a quarterback.
And now ask yourself the question, why did you hear this Kenny Pickett thing so early? When you start getting the misinformation, there's 2 reasons that happens.
Mm-hmm.
One, they're trying to drum up interest in somebody. Well, that didn't work because nobody is tripping over themselves to get to Kenny Pickett.
No.
Now, if you've done this with Malik Willis, maybe. And the Detroit Lions did an admirable job of going, well, we could take him at 2. Yeah, and pigs could fly, but that's not going to happen either.
Right.
So you try to drum up the interest and you see the response.
Mm-hmm.
Universally crushed.
Mm-hmm.
Every person like me has laughed at that. And I'll be honest with you, I know enough people in that front office, they're way smarter than that. Period. They are way smarter than that.
I really hope so.
I think what they were trying to drum up was interest of somebody to come up.
But nobody wants to. I mean, Adam Schefter tweeted that out this morning of there are, I think he said 6 teams in the top 10 that would want to move back, but there's nobody.
Oh, and
who
there are
wants
2
to
that
move
will.
up.
There will be 2 trades in the top 10.
Okay.
I have zero doubt about that. And I can tell you the players that they're after, and I'll do that at the top of the next hour.
Okay.
I feel reasonably sure. I can't tell you I've got every pick right in the top 10. If I don't, the lying has gotten better. Because to me, this is so pitifully simple that I almost feel like I have to be missing something.
Okay. Kevin Vick in the comments on YouTube says, Julie Rule, she's making that pick. No, she ain't coming nowhere near the draft.
There's a better chance that I'm making that pick than anybody with the last name Rule.
I mean, if I were Scott Fitterer and David Tepper at this point, Matt, you get a seat over in the corner somewhere. We'll let you sit in the draft room, but you don't get to talk. You don't have a voice in this room anymore. You are just here for show.
Well, and the Pickett thing to me is really funny because it would make sense if Matt Rule was making this call. He's the most pro-ready quarterback in this draft, and it's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
He also has no ceiling whatsoever. This is spite your nose, or what is it, bite your nose to spite your face?
Yep.
It's exactly what that. If it was Matt Rule, then sure. And I'm not sure that he wasn't the one that was originally gung-ho about it. And then David Tepper put it out, and everybody killed it.
Right.
And now he looks around and goes, man, it'd be real nice if I could trade down. Unfortunately, nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants to do that.
Because that's the other way you get fired. Give up draft capital to go get one of these guys that nobody agrees on.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley. If I've heard one person say this in the last 4 days, oh, he's no doubt going in the top 5. Mm-hmm.
Stingley?
Where exactly is he going in the top 5?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. It makes no sense.
I
don't think he's going to fall the way a lot of other people have said.
I was going to say there will be a corner that goes in the top 5, maybe. But
maybe. I'm not as sold on that as I was.
You still don't think your Jets are going to do it at 4?
I know the Jets aren't going to do it.
Oh, okay.
I have absolutely no fear that. I mean, I would love for them to. I'd sure take Ahmad Gardner.
Right.
They're also lying aggressively, and I feel like I know who their pick is at 4.
Ah, okay. Or will they have 2 picks in the top 10? That's the latest rumor going around.
That's the hardest thing to figure out is who's going to trade down, and there are 2 that just make too much sense. This whole process is really not that hard if you just listen to what people say that they can't lie about. The top 30 visit made this so much easier. And now there is a merit to, invariably, there will be a guy that's drafted in the first round by a team that has never so much as spoken to them because they didn't expect him to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The value's too good. He was too high on the board. They didn't think he would be there, so they didn't waste a visit on it. Baltimore.
We will have all of your draft coverage right here in the Sportsocracy all Draftmas week long. And, of course, covering each and every pick of the draft live on YouTube. Just remember, you can subscribe to the channel. Don't know where to find us? Go to thesportsocracy.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, some showers coming into the Tuesday forecast tomorrow, mainly midday Tuesday. This is our main front of the week coming our way. We'll drop our numbers a little bit for midweek and a couple of sprinkles around. Rainfall totals not too impressive tomorrow. 56 degrees our low tonight. Increasing clouds Tuesday with some midday rain showers. Lunchtime Tuesday, high around 61. Only about a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain tomorrow. And then some upper 30s near 40 tomorrow night. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Energy consumption is a primary contributor to a changing climate, producing around 27% of greenhouse gases in the United States. Save money and energy at home by turning off your computer completely before you go to bed. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
There's a lot of talk about the COVID-19 vaccines, and everyone has an opinion. So I went to somebody I already trusted, my doctor. Talk to your doctor or healthcare provider and make the decision that's right for you. Go to getvaccineanswers.org for the latest information. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Patients like Heather haven't felt this good in years, thanks to natural biologic treatments from QC Kinetics.
I have really bad arthritis in my right hand and my shoulder. Both would wake me up at night because they would hurt so much. Since I've been going to QC Kinetics and had the treatments, I'm already seeing such a difference. My pain level is just almost gone.
If you have chronic joint pain and are tired of using steroids and drugs and really want to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics to learn more about how natural biologic treatments are giving patients lasting relief.
Oh my gosh, why did I wait? This is so great. Especially the way things have been going these days. Things that you took for granted, we haven't had the option to do. And now I want to do them. I want to go out. I want to go for walks. I want to go hang out with my kids. And I don't want to be hurting.
Don't wait. Call now to learn more about regenerative restorative treatments that help your body heal itself. Call QC Kinetics.
828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. QC Kinetics. 828-333-9517.
Stream award-winning movies and hit shows for free on Pluto TV. Watch hundreds of live TV channels and thousands of on-demand movies and shows like Titanic, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, SpongeBob SquarePants, Star Trek, The Next Generation, and more. It's all 100% free, no passwords, no fees, no problem. Download the free Pluto TV app or head to pluto.tv/free TV and start watching for free.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
At Ingles, we know firsthand that building a dream isn't easy. That's why we help small businesses discover the right ingredients for success. We mentor them in development, design, and distribution, making sure their hard work makes it into our stores and our communities, delivering the best local products, and hopefully, a few dreams along the way. Ingles, your neighbor for over 50 years.
The Sportsocracy.
That's horrible. No, you know what that is? That's horror awful. That's horrible and awful mixed together. Horror awful.
It's ESPN Asheville, and who's shocked that Ben Simmons apparently not going to play tonight? It's Game 4, the decisive Game 4 of the opening round series between the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics, and they've been teasing for weeks that Ben Simmons could be making his debut with the Nets come Game 4.
Not so fast, my friend.
No, he woke up and his back hurts.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
He woke up yesterday for a game tonight, and his back hurt.
Oh, my back's sore.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I'm not your chiropractor. If you want to make me believe you are marshmallow fluff soft the way I already thought you did, you are doing a tremendous job of it.
And I love that the old guard, the legends of the NBA are not letting it go. Last night on the NBA halftime show, or inside the NBA, what is that name of that show? On TNT, Shaquille O'Neal talking about how it's a punk move. Like, this is what we call this. This is a punk move. You can't get up to go for Game 4. Your team's down 3-0, buddy.
And here's the thing, it wouldn't matter if he did. It wouldn't matter if he did.
Maybe not, but just the sheer fact that you're not willing to put yourself through the pace. You've been out there and you've been teasing that, I'm coming back. I'm out there shooting around. I'm looking good. I'm cleared for contact, all that stuff.
Oh, but my back hurts.
And
my
then
back hurts. It hurt so bad yesterday. I knew I wasn't going to play like 36 hours for the game start.
It's all right. He'll be ready to go for Game 5, is apparently what we're being led to believe now. And they ain't gonna be one.
That's a fictitious game. He might as well be ready and prepared for the end games or whatever that Avengers movie was.
Yeah,
because that's as much going to happen as Game 4 is. By the way, all those Net fans that called me an idiot, hi, at ESPN Draft Nerd. Hey, feel free to just Shoot me a picture of a crow.
Reggie Miller also going after him, talking about he has zero competitive fire. And how can you not?
Who's shocked?
How can you not look at a guy who has always, he's always taken the easy way out, right? I mean, when he was at LSU, he couldn't even make himself go to class.
Well, he didn't have to go to class.
I mean, I get that he didn't have to go to class, but what I'm saying is who's shocked that he would sit this part out of, I'm not going to come back and play for the 76ers because I just don't like it. I don't like the way this is going.
Every passing day, the Sixers have not only won this trade, this may go down as one of the great trade heists ever. Because Philadelphia may end up winning. They may end up winning a title with their star player having a finger that's completely demolished. I will have a pick for that game tonight.
Nice.
No Fred VanVleet. I'm going to assume you know where I'm headed.
We got the Green on Green coming up at the end of the hour. Also, the 5 on it in the 4 o'clock hour. Did you do well the other night on your picks on Friday?
I split.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. You had an undefeated night the night before, so I was hoping that maybe Friday night's picks went as swimmingly.
Well, here's the thing. I had the Bulls in the money line. So they got beat by 143 points.
Right.
And Giannis played like 9 minutes. Didn't matter.
I'm just looking around the landscape of NBA Twitter and NBA bloggers and all of that. There's no one left on Ben Simmons' side.
Oh, there shouldn't.
There's no one left.
I'm going to ask the same question now that I asked a year ago when he started talking about a trade. Why would you want him? I understand he's talented. I've never disputed that. The problem is I could never find a place where he fit. Brooklyn was the best fit because they needed somebody that could play even passable defense.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is for him to do anything offensively, you have to run Kyrie off the ball, which I don't know how much of the series you've watched. They have 2 players, KD, Kyrie Irving, and they better be 130% of themselves or they're not winning games against high-level competition.
Mm-hmm. And they have yet to win a game in this series, and they'll probably won't win a game in this series.
And I think it's hilarious that Vegas still has them as a 1-point favorite. Like, that is hilarious
but
to me.
People will take it.
Oh, absolutely they will.
People will take
there
it.
are still people that think they're going to come back, like Willis Reed style. Just show up and grit through it.
Right.
You have the softest team in the history of time. There's not a mattress in this county that comes even close to how soft this Nets team is. If there is, let me know. I'll buy it.
Right.
Draft week's got the sleep's just, it's not going well. There's enough caffeine in me to power a small car. I'm waiting for Tesla to find a way to run a car off my blood when it's when I'm about this level.
Right. Ben Simmons not going to come back. It's everything that they said. It's everything that Shaquille O'Neal and Reggie Miller and everybody has said. It's a complete punk move not to show up for your team. I really don't care. I mean, because if it was serious, like if it was a re-injury, we would know that. They would say, "Oh, he definitely re-injured the back. His mobility isn't what it should be." No, he's been cleared for competition, and now my back's sore.
Oh, I mean, look, I'm not his chiropractor, so I don't know what he's going through. I'm just telling you, if you want to play into the narrative of all of this was fictitious, and I'll be honest with you, that's been running around NBA circles since you started this, since it was your mental health in Philadelphia.
Yep.
There are a large number of people that believe that was a complete figment of your imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've come to Brooklyn, you got your way, and you still hadn't played. I'm going to say the same thing now about Ben Simmons that I have said about Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
He's the biggest bust of the last 10 years. The last bust, even in the ballpark of Ben Simmons, was Anthony Bennett.
Until Zion Williamson. And then let's get just a bit outside.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Oh, we had all the drama, and that seems to be the only thing that baseball's good for anymore. It's just drama. Let's see if we can focus on anything other than what's actually happening, important to deciding games.
Well, that's because nobody knows who's playing in the game. So
we had, if you missed it over the weekend, we had New York Yankees fans throwing crap on the field at outfielder Miles Straw from the Cleveland Guardians, a point where I got to give the New York Yankees players credit, Aaron Judge and the rest, who came to the defense of the Cleveland Guardians and came out to center field and were telling the fans to stop throwing stuff on the field, but they had to increase security for yesterday's game because of the incident that happened on Saturday. And then last night on Sunday Night Baseball, we had our first big sighting of horrible, awful, terrible Angel Hernandez. This guy he is the biggest lightning rod in baseball. If you know Angel Hernandez is out there calling one of your games, you know you're in for it. They have run all the statistics from last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Milwaukee Brewers, and he was wrong 19 times. That's hard to do. I mean, I get it. We make jokes about umpires being blind and all of that. But you're wrong 19 times, and it got to the point where at the end of the game, he rung up Kyle Schwarber on a strike 3 call that, I mean, was it close to the plate? Sure. Could you say in a normal situation that it painted the black? Maybe so. But the fact that it was the 19th time he had been wrong all day, Kyle Schwarber absolutely went ballistic and gave Angel Hernandez the earful of a lifetime. And I love the fact that the broadcasters didn't shy away from it. The broadcasters on Sunday Night Baseball said, I was waiting for somebody to do this. And Schwarber wasn't just about him. It wasn't all about himself. He went to the plate and said, you've been on this side of the plate, that side of the plate. You've been up high. You've called it wrong for them. You called it wrong for us. You are awful. Major League Baseball needs to fire him so bad.
They need to do a lot of things, and they won't.
No, they won't.
Because the one thing you'll never hear people like us talk about is the action on the field.
Yeah, give me robo-umpires.
Nobody cares.
Can't wait for the robot umpires.
Now, something that people do care about, more football. And I'm not talking about the USFL. Do you know how hard you have to dig for that rating?
It's been god-awful.
10-6 for the Michigan Panthers? Woohoo! However, the NFL, it has no problems. Amazon has made a bid to add another day of football.
Yes, they have.
They want to have a game on Black Friday. So now you would not only have 3 games on Thanksgiving, you would have an afternoon game on Black Friday. How much do you think that offer was from Amazon for one game?
$50 million.
You're too low. It's $70 to $100 million.
Wow.
For one game.
That's like playoff game money.
And they can't even play it in primetime because they're not allowed to play Friday primetime games because it would violate their antitrust status.
Yep.
They can't play it. They have to play it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And nobody cares.
No, nobody cares.
All the way in, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
All the way in. Because you know what would add to my leftover Thanksgiving moist maker sandwich? Yeah, I make the Ross from Friends. Mm-hmm. Okay, you dip the bread in it's wonderful.
Yeah.
An NFL game to top it off. That would make the day after Thanksgiving the greatest day of the year.
I don't know. I mean, Christmas is going to be great. We didn't talk about this last week, but they added another game on Christmas. So they usually do the doubleheader thing during, or they.
But this year, Christmas is on Sunday.
Right. And now they're going to do a primetime Christmas Day game along with that.
And
it's just the NFL just continuing to do the right things. They're doing the right thing. They realize that there will always be a market for that. I thought it was hilarious. One of the articles I read about the Black Friday game was that, there could be a concern because you realize there's another huge sporting event that's going to happen right around the same time.
No one cares.
No.
There's nothing you could say right there that anyone would care about.
It's the World Cup. That's the day that the U.S. is going to play England in the opener of the World Cup.
And you know what? I really want that to happen just to prove a point.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
the worldwide number on that would be phenomenal.
Exactly.
The American number on that, not so much.
That Black Friday game in the NFL is going to crush soccer.
And by the way, it doesn't matter who it is either. It could be the Jets and the Jaguars. It'll still do a 20.
I have a feeling that for $100 million, Amazon's not going to get the Jaguars and the Jets.
Here's what I'm looking forward to. Now that this is going to be on an app, I'm looking forward to the first game of people going, how do I get the game? Wait, where is the app on my television? Oh goodness. Grampy, I'm going to need you to search that one on the Google Bucks. And I know it's coming.
Oh, of course it will.
Because it will be the Amazon Prime app.
Mm-hmm.
Of which, by the way, you want to talk about a company that's run really well? Amazon.
And soon to be the Washington Commanders.
I was yesterday years old when I found out I had Prime. I had no idea. HWA has it. I shouldn't have been as surprised as I was.
I was going to say.
I ordered something and she went, that'll be here tomorrow. How? Oh, this thing that we this fictitious thing that we pay money for, and they'll bring our stuff quicker. Okay.
Yeah, your Amazon Prime membership not only gets you faster delivery on items, but it also gives you the TV.
Yeah, and apparently it gives you a service that has a bunch of really mediocre movies from about 7 years ago. And some television shows that you didn't know were canceled.
Oh, come on. They have some good originals on Amazon.
Name it. I went through this when I discovered I had the service, and I went.
That lawyer show
Isn't that guy from The Office trying to play like a tough guy? Like, you were the guy in The Office. You don't get to play Billy B.A. You just don't. That's not your thing.
That lawyer show you used to watch with Billy Bob Thornton, wasn't that an Amazon original?
That went down. That went down in flames. And I should have known that was going to happen. Billy Bob Thornton as a lawyer, and done.
Right.
This will be a fun novelty until the 84th time he misses court because he went on a bender.
Right.
And you go, okay, I feel like we're repeating the same thing.
I mean, it was the coach from Bad News Bears just all grown up into, now running a law firm. That's all that was.
Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole of, man, that's a lot of mediocre programming on Amazon Prime. And I pay for it, and I don't care.
That's Sneaky Pete.
Because I get my Tide a day earlier. Good business.
Good business. Good business. The NFL taking over the world, and pretty soon we're going to be to that point. We will be to that point where we have all of, Amazon will, or excuse me, the NFL will own every day of the week.
Yeah. And that day's coming.
Mm-hmm. We're going to have Tuesday night football, Wednesday night. Well, we might take Wednesday off just so we can have a break in the week.
No, that's Maction Day. The degenerates like me already have something to watch on Wednesdays through football season.
Of course.
How could I college football.
How could I forget the Kent State flashes against Ball State?
I feel reasonably sure I paid for my first house with winnings off of Maction.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo. There was about a 4-year period where the Buffalo Bulls, were just a Wednesday night hammer.
While we're on the subject of the NBA, the referees are taking center stage. And as we all know from basketball, that's the one thing that you don't want. You don't want the referees to be the story, but they continue to be. I mean, when it's not protesters, trying to break up a game.
First of all, if you haven't seen the video of Ray Lewis, the security guard, going, not today. It's the third time we've done this.
Yeah.
That protester didn't get off the sideline.
Well, she tried to rush from the second row.
How do they keep getting down there? That is the question that I cannot figure out.
The animal rights groups, man, they got money. They're going to put their person
You can't
close
get into
as possible.
that area without a credential. Like, you have to have a pass to get to that spot.
Yeah.
How is one security guard this good and the rest of you are this bad?
The attempts to protest during NBA games continues. I mean, it's only the Minnesota Timberwolves games. So hopefully we only have to, hopefully we won't have to put up with this anymore. But at least a couple of games left.
That has been easily the most consumable series in this playoffs.
Very true. But the referees taking center stage here. We've got, everybody's in trouble today. Taylor Jenkins has been fined by the NBA for his comments about referees. Joel Embiid's facing a fine. And now you've got probably a fine that's going to be coming for the head coach of the Phoenix Suns.
And his argument is so laughably dumb. Well, they shot 41 free throws. We only shot 15. Yeah, because you settled for jumpers.
Mm-hmm.
Campaign going 3 of 10. Not a lot to foul there. I mean, you don't have to. He's falling out of bounds. Let him do it. DeAndre Ayton, they just let him go. They didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Just let him dunk it. What was he, like 11 of 14 from the field or something like that?
Yep.
Because they were harassing Chris Paul to such a point that he couldn't even get involved in the game.
It was 42-15 was the discrepancy for free throws in Game 4 between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Phoenix Suns, and the Pelicans prevailed 118-103 to tie that series up at 2 games apiece. Without Devin Booker, they're trying to create some interest in that series.
How concerned are you about that?
I'm not concerned at all.
Because they still have to win a game in Phoenix.
Exactly.
And I don't like your chances.
No, I don't like your
Because
chances.
Chris Paul may go full-on Russell Westbrook, card-carrying captain of the team gets mine in Game 5. Jose Alvarado about drove him clinically insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to keep happening. I mean, he's a good little scrappy player, that's a fun buzzword for unathletic and annoying. Which is exactly what Jose Alvarado is.
Right. I mean, to hear the Suns tell the tale, it was just as physical on both ends. And so why aren't we getting the foul calls?
Because they were going to the basket and you were not. This was just a bad night. Phoenix needs to chalk that one up and move on. You're going back home. All you have to do is win at home, and Devin Booker would be back for round 2.
I hate this so much.
What, the 7-game series?
No, I mean, yes, the 7-game series I hate. But I just hate the referee talk so much. I mean, even from the guy who just brought you from the guy who just brought you an Angel Hernandez story.
There are times it's justified. This is just not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you watch that New Orleans-Phoenix game, there was no point where you went, man, the officials are letting a lot slide. I thought the entire second half, man, New Orleans looks like they're playing at a different gear than Phoenix, and Chris Paul looks awful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen him look that bad. And my prevailing thought was, I bet you can't do that a second time.
And then, like I said, you had Memphis Grizzlies head coach Taylor Jenkins getting fined because he said that the other night, Game 4 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, that was the most what was the phrase he used? Inconsistent and arrogant officiating performance he had ever seen. Look, if you want this to stop, NBA, if you're really serious about making this stop and you don't want people, players or coaches or anybody to, go after your officials or say things like this, maybe you should increase the fine on them. I mean, I'm not for that.
The fine's completely irrelevant. Nobody cares about a $50,000 fine in the NBA.
Exactly. It wasn't even that. It was $15,000.
Well, you're not going to make it $200,000. That's not exactly how this is going to work. I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
This is going to be a narrative because this is a great way to take the blame off yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say that Memphis-Minnesota series, I did not think this would be as competitive as it has been. I'm not going to be shocked if Minnesota wins. I'm not going to be shocked if they win.
Right.
I'll be stunned if New Orleans wins.
I just, the NBA acts like they really care about the integrity of the officials, and they really care about protecting the image of the officials. If that were the case, don't you think that you would, I don't know. I mean, a game check or something.
Well,
at least make the fine a little bit more.
Well, it doesn't work that way. It's collectively bargained.
I know it has to be negotiated,
and there's no negotiation to it. That would be lobbed out there, and they would go next.
Yeah, next.
What else would you like? Because that's not going to happen.
And now, like I said, Joel Embiid has now been fined as well for his comments about their Game 4 against the Toronto Raptors, where He said that the officials did a great job. I admired the job that they did today. To me, it felt like they came in here with one job to do, and they did it.
Get this to Game 5.
Right. Get this to Game 5 and give this to the Toronto Raptors. I don't know. I mean, does the officiating take away from it for you?
Not really.
With the NBA
does
playoffs?
When the officiating's bad, and there are times that it is bad.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this goes in one ear and out the other. Oh, you lost. Cue your complaint about the officials. Because I think every team that's lost in these playoffs, the first thing they said on the podium was complaining about the officials.
Right.
So I just don't care. It would be one thing if I agreed with you. And there was a game earlier that I did agree. It hasn't really been any of the ones that have been up in arms.
Right.
Toronto, you're triple teaming Joel Embiid. What did you think was going to happen? And guess what? It's going to happen tonight. You can chuck as many 6'9" dudes at Joel Embiid as you want to.
Uh-huh.
And he's a little hampered by that finger. It's not going to be enough.
No.
And if you keep doing that, yes, there's going to be a huge discrepancy in fouls. That's the most overrated stat that I hear fans talk about all that. That's what irritated me so bad. You're pandering into what fans say.
Yep.
And that drives me nuts.
But the fans...
Look at the difference in free throws. Okay, I can tie that back to the way they played this game almost 100 times out of 100.
But and I think that's one of the things that annoys me as well, is that it feeds into that narrative. I can't stand that, we just lost because of the officials.
I also love the fixed talk. The NBA's fixed. They are doing a terrible job of fixing this league. The 1 and 2 seed in the West is the Memphis Grizzlies and the Phoenix Suns.
Mm-hmm.
If they are fixing this, it is the worst job in the history of time. 2 of the 5 worst media markets in this league.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the Knicks and Lakers are at home, and so are the Clippers. I don't feel like you're doing that right. And really, when you say it out loud like that, it makes it pretty obvious that no, it's not.
The NBA playoffs were not the biggest basketball news over the weekend, though. At least not for me, and not for any Tar Heel fan in the Carolinas, because we got the answers that we wanted. First, it was R.J. Davis. Then it was Caleb Love. Everybody's coming back, and the only thing you got to do is just fill that one hole. You got to fill that one hole of Brady Manick. And this is,
well, they'll be markedly deeper than they were last year. They've got 2 freshmen coming in. They're in on, and I cannot remember the kid's name.
G.G. Jackson.
That's the one.
Yep.
Who's most likely going to reclassify. And, you wind up with him, you're 8 deep.
That's game over.
It's not that by any stretch. Duke has 3 of the top 5 players in the country. So calm down on the game over thing.
Oh, that's all right. We already beat them. in this past season.
And every one of those guys is going out the door, and this is a whole new crop.
Exactly.
That means absolutely zero.
You tell me a whole brand new crop without any Coach K? I'll take my chances.
Yeah, but it's not a game over. It's insane. Now, I will say, I don't see a way that they're not 1-2 in the preseason poll.
Exactly.
Which should excite you.
No doubt.
And it should be a good thing, because there's not much else to be excited about.
In college basketball.
No. I went through and looked. There is virtually no way I'm not going to have an aggressive ticket on Arkansas to win the national title next year. They may have 14 guys in the rotation before this is all said and done. They have 4 of the top 15 transfers in the country.
Nice.
On top of that team that returns almost everybody from last year.
Now, looking at this from a standpoint of a Tar Heels fan, somebody needs to do something, because we're rolling straight to a national championship. I told you when the Final Four
comes shortly before the fall.
But I told you when the Final Four happened, when the national championship game happened, we were okay. Fans were okay if we didn't win that game, because it wasn't supposed to happen. But now the expectation is number 1 or bust.
I'm just very impressed. And, this is something that Hubert Davis is not going to get the love on that he should. I am ridiculously impressed that he was able to impress upon all of these players. Your NBA future ain't here yet.
Mm-hmm.
They were all second-round picks.
And they know.
Every last one of them. And they didn't even test the process.
But they trust him.
That's kind of where I'm headed with that is a lot of coaches say that, and they tell you, well, you're going to be lucky to go in the second round. You're not going to get a guarantee inside of probably 50. It's a non-guaranteed deal if you're not in the first round, and guys just invariably put their fingers in their ears and they listen to the agents or the whatever. Carolina had none of that.
Mm-hmm. And now all that NIL money is going to come rolling in for the what remains of the Iron Five of the 2022 runner-up North Carolina Tar Heels. Jeremy's picks of the night in the NBA playoffs are coming up next, right here on ESPN Asheville.
Hey guys, I'm Ziggy, your local Philly girl, owner of Ziggy's Bakery and Deli. I've created a traditional northern deli with only the most authentic cheesesteaks outside of Philadelphia, served with provolone, white American, or Cheese Whiz. Our other classic deli sandwiches are made with the best quality meats and cheeses, available sliced by the pound. Join us for breakfast for house-made bagels with our custom cream cheeses. Or for something heartier, try a pork roll, egg and cheese, or house-cured lox. Ziggy's Bakery and Deli, in the corner of Asheville Commons, 1550 Hendersonville Road, open 8 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces, and trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
As a marketer, you want to reach everyone, adults, teens, millennials, but it's not like these groups all hang out in the same place, right? Actually wrong. They're all right here, listening to radio commercials just like this one. Radio ads connect with 93% of Americans every week. That's more than Google, more than Facebook, more than TV. In fact, radio reaches 20% more millennials than TV. Want more of the people you want to talk to all in one place? Visit iHeartAdvertising.com and get AM/FM working for you. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Big news from PhD Weight Loss, the program that's been helping the Sportsocracy lose pounds and discover a new, healthier us, is proving its championship-level results. It's now the official weight loss program of the Clemson Tigers and their fans. Coach Sweeney said it's only unthinkable if you don't think it. I never thought results like losing more than 50 pounds in 4 months was possible, but PhD's all-in approach has made a believer out of me.
Since starting with PhD Weight Loss, I've dropped back down to my high school weight, but the best part may be the effect on my sleep. The weight loss has helped me experience restful sleep for the first time in a long time.
We've seen the results, and now PhD's program has been validated further as the official weight loss program of the Clemson Tigers and their fans. With PhD, you get a 5-star commitment to you and your success. Book a consultation with one of their Hall of Fame health coaches today at myphdweightloss.com. That's myphdweightloss.com.
Hello, Discover here to explain our cash back match. Here's how it works. We give you cash back for using your Discover card on the things you were going to buy anyway. Then we match that cash back in your first year, and that's why we call it Cashback Match. Now to recap and say cashback one more time. We match all the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year automatically. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
Hey, is this line secure?
Franco's cybersecurity firm secured a contract, and that's all we're allowed to say.
We have a green light on hiring.
He needs web security professionals with a military background.
3 teams of 4, 24-hour rotations, but Protocol Zulu is on a need-to-know basis.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Coffee's the closers, homie. Get them the money.
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
2-2 night on Friday. Thanks, Milwaukee. I thought it was going to take a game. It didn't. And Chicago is done like dinner. But I got 4 picks for you tonight in the NBA. First, if it'll go on the screen, there we go. The Dallas Mavericks are a 3-point favorite tonight against the Utah Jazz. I don't know what has happened to Utah. their good is very good, but it's so inconsistent. And I look at this going back to Dallas. I don't really like them on the road. I think Dallas is going to control much of this game. Give me the Mavericks minus the 3. Next, the Philadelphia 76ers are an 8-point favorite tonight at home against the Raptors. Let's be real honest. This is going to be ugly. No Fred VanVleet means nobody to defend James Harden, which means now I have 3 weapons that you can't defend. So if you throw that ridiculous triple team at Joel Embiid, they're going to eviscerate you. This won't be close. It's curtains for the Raptors. Give me the 76ers minus the 8. Finally, the Boston Celtics are a 1-point favorite, or a 1-point dog, tonight. Over-under is 220. I think this easily goes over because I do think this game's going to stay close. But it goes back to the same problem I've had with the Nets the entire time. You can't win a close game because you can't get a stop. You have to blow a team out. If you think they do, you go under. If you're like me and you don't, you go over and take the Celtics plus the 1.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
Check those wagers to bethouse.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Get a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put in, up to $2,500. Jeremy Greene, are you proud of me? I have bought new clothes. Finally, I have purchased new clothes because when I picked up my 60-pound bag from PhD Weight Loss, the shorts that I was wearing, those were my fat shorts. And I looked at them and went, those look like a tent. So I must run out and purchase me some new clothes. I have now lost 61.8 pounds in just 20 weeks on the PhD weight loss program.
For me, one of my biggest problems with food has always been convenience. That's what got me in the shape I was in. PhD, they eradicate that because they are as well convenient, but they're nutritious food that does good things for my body. It's helping me sleep better, draft week notwithstanding. I feel better, and I'm back down to my high school weight, all thanks to PhD Weight Loss.
The folks at PhD Weight Loss can help you get back on the right track with your life. You need to reverse some symptoms of things like type 2 diabetes and sleep apnea and high blood pressure and cholesterol, things like that. They can help you do that. And they've got big news because they now have a championship partner, PhD Weight Loss, now the official weight loss program of the Clemson Tigers and their fans.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, some showers coming into the Tuesday forecast tomorrow, mainly midday Tuesday. This is our main front of the week coming our way. We'll drop our numbers a little bit for midweek and a couple of sprinkles around. Rainfall totals not too impressive tomorrow. 56 degrees our low tonight. Increasing clouds Tuesday with some midday rain showers. Lunchtime Tuesday, high around 61. Only about a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain tomorrow. And then some upper 30s near 40 tomorrow night. I'm meteorologist Scott Laria-Moore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer. You've heard the latest news, traffic, and weather. But there's something else you should hear. Consider getting a COVID-19 booster, as recommended by the CDC. Brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
At Ingles Weather, we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Hey folks, DG here. Y'all know I've always loved the slogan, Smiles Change Lives, which I first heard years ago from Dr. Rebecca Merrill of Asheville Smiles. I hope you will live that slogan here in 2022. Whether it's just time for a routine cleaning, you want to learn more about Invisalign, a great alternative to braces, you need a diagnosis and treatment plan, or if you don't have dental insurance, you just want to learn more about her special membership plans. 828-251-2426 or AshevilleSmiles.com.
Tyson Furniture has a fantastic selection of quality furniture, honest values, and great service. We deliver weekly to Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Visit us at Tyson Furniture in Black Mountain, where beautiful homes begin.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumping a bag of hammers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening. The Nets had hoped they'd have Ben Simmons on the floor for their must-win in Game 4 of their first-round NBA playoff series against the Celtics, but that is not happening. Simmons remains out tonight with a back injury. He hasn't played since last June. How do the Nets trust Simmons going forward, wonders our Jay Williams.
If I were Ben Simmons' teammate, I could have looked at him in the eyes. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't look at you. It doesn't matter. Even if you play the entire year next year, I'm wondering, when are you going to quit on our team? And I know he has a back injury. I get it. But in a do or die game 4, I needed you to play. We needed you to be on the court.
Jay of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Down 3-1, the Raptors will be without one of their top players tonight. Point guard Fred VanVleet out for Game 5 against the 76ers with a hip flexor. He's not sure if he'll be able to play should Toronto extend the series to a Game 6. NHL, Capitals captain Alex Ovechkin day-to-day with an upper body injury. Washington has already clinched a playoff spot. The postseason starts 1 week from today. NFL, Bengals receiver T. Higgins expected to miss off-season workouts as he recovers from shoulder surgery.
Feeling great starts with a great shave, and great shaves start with Barbasol Shaving Cream. That's Barbasol Shaving Cream, an American classic for over 100 years. You're looking good, America. You're shaving with Barbasol.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Grand. That's grand. Enter it on our station website now.
Log on to ESPNABL.com. He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingles Supermarkets.
And welcome back into the Ingles Studio here on ESPN Asheville. The Sportsocracy, proudly brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. We're glad you're along on the ride with us here on 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app is the Sportsocracy, live or on demand. And you can see us on YouTube. TheSportsocracy.com, that is your destination for Draftmas Week, because we are going to have all of the coverage each and every day leading up to Thursday. Then we're going to have your coverage on Thursday all night long for the first round, and then on Friday for the next 2 rounds, and then all day on Saturday. All 263 picks will be covered live here in the Sportsocracy.
And then Jeremy is going into hibernation for a week because I am sleepy.
Oh, But
I have breaking news. I have been asked this question a lot, and over the weekend, I confirmed the answer. You can hit your button.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
This is a question I've been asked many times about our draft coverage, and I can now confirm.
Well, Lottie frickin' duh!
Football Farley, Brian Haynes, will be joining us for night 1 of the NFL draft.
It is the last need that they needed.
Which is ironic, because this could be, we see him again as the New York Giants trade the last need that they needed, Kadarius Toney.
Could very well be.
I can confirm he will be with us for night 1.
That is awesome. Having Brian Haynes in with us last year during the draft was hilarious. When the New York Giants, huge New York Giants fan, drafted Kadarius Toney, and he lost his ever-loving mind.
It's still one of the funniest. It's still one of the funniest moments in the history of this show.
Stephen Tao says he's available to announce the Ravens pick.
So I'm working on something with that. We're having to move this setup from where we are to incorporate all of the things.
Right.
I'm going to find a way.
Much like we did for our play-by-plays that we did during the NFL playoffs, we will be moving into the other Ingles studio down the hall.
Into the large space.
Exactly.
Where we can spread out.
Because we're going to need it. If I'm going to be locked in a room with Jeremy and vice versa, we're going to need plenty of space.
Yeah, I was with Haynes over the weekend, and I'm not going to lie. It did not take much convincing, just, schedules and things like that.
Right.
But he did confirm he would be here.
That's so great.
May not be here for pick 1, but he will be here for the 2 Giants picks.
All right, so he will be here for at least the 5th and the 7th
He
overall
thought
picks.
the draft started at 7. It starts at 8.
Mm-hmm.
So he went, schedule works. Yay!
Nice.
Very excited.
All right. And like I said, we will be covering each and every pick Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then getting a nice little respite afterwards.
You won't see me for a week. Unless you break into my house, you will not see me for a week. I have, good gracious, I have. I'm going to be honest with you, too. There are times that it's really almost humbling. I'm doing a couple shows later in the week that it was almost like full circle of, why do you care what I think? You know this way better than I do. Why do you want me to do? Okay, all right. Don't ask a question if you don't want to know the answer.
Right, exactly.
And I just rolled on and confirmed.
I mean, do you really want the answer of you were the only one? Okay, fine. We tried to get somebody else, and they wouldn't do it.
We asked Mel Kiper, Matt Miller, Todd McShay, the postman that they made fun of, knew better than Mel Kiper. All of them said, no, your greatest ability is your availability.
Jordan Reed was on the fence, but, we'll settle for
We actually asked the former Washington Commander tight end Jordan Reed, too, the guy that I routinely confuse with him.
It is Draftmas week, and Jeremy, you have 10 definitive statements, things that you know for a fact are going to happen on draft night or over the draft weekend.
And I'm not going to lie, the mock draft is done. It is done. And I just have to make it to Thursday without changing anything because I feel very good about it. And it will be coming out across the channel over the next couple days.
Mm-hmm.
The first round mock will be Thursday's show here. So we'll have all 32 picks with analysis and things like that. And that will be my first round that goes into the media contest, which hopefully I win and I have Nana Boo Boo rights over everyone for a year.
Right. So what is the first definitive statement about the draft?
Under no circumstances am I allowed to have any player not named Trayvon Walker go number one.
Okay.
Because that's exactly who it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
The noise on Ike Mekwonu is going to get louder all week long. All week. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Trayvon Walker is definitively the number one pick in this draft. And I can't go Mac Jones I was sure Trey Lance was going at 3 until the last day.
Short of Trent Baalke, something tragic happening to him or him.
He has to be abducted by aliens.
Right, exactly.
Or lost at sea. And I don't think that you can go that far out at sea in Jacksonville.
I mean, that's just the way they are in that front office. I mean, they had the opportunity to get a new coach in Byron Leftwich, which would have set them up greatly for the future. And they refused to get rid of Trent Baalke. It was all Shad Khan. That's Shad Khan's little boyfriend, and it is what it is.
And this has been the word out of Jacksonville the entire time. I do not know why it took so long for everybody to catch up to this. I don't know what changed yesterday. The information I've heard has not changed for 2 solid months. There is somebody he's really in love with. It cranked up after the combine, and then it started to show itself. This is Trayvon Walker. This is Aldon Smith all over again. He's not going to he's not looking at production. He's all about height, weight, speed, RAS, and things like that. It's Trayvon Walker at 1.
Definitive statement 2.
The Detroit Lions are going to begrudgingly take Aiden Hutchinson at 2.
Begrudgingly? They don't want to?
They haven't wanted to the whole time. So when we did the perfect A+ mock drafts, if you noticed, Aiden Hutchinson's name was nowhere to be found.
True.
Because nobody was dead sold on him. If Detroit passes on him, homegrown kid, played at Michigan, really fits the culture of the franchise, and he winds up being Trey Hendrickson, you look like a fool.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it.
Right.
Kayvon Thibodeau, I've heard it, and guess what? I didn't hear it until yesterday. What did I open this show with? This is Lying Week. When you hear something for the first time in the 7 days directly preceding to the NFL draft, it's because somebody wants you to know that.
Mm-hmm.
It's because somebody is trying to get you to do something.
I believe I saw an article on Friday that was talking about how the front office and Dan Campbell were not sold on Kayvon Thibodeau. And so that leads you to believe – I mean, I thought it was going to be this overall. I mean – I thought it was going to be Aiden Hutchinson from the jump. Of course, back originally when we were doing our prognostications, I thought it was going to be Kayvon Thibodeau, and then Aiden Hutchinson.
And that leads us into spicy nugget number 3. This Kayvon Thibodeau, Derek Stingley freefall has been grossly overrated the entire time. There are people that actually think Kayvon Thibodeau falls out of the top 10.
Yeah,
Stop talking. That is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my life. He's too good.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have the moves, and nobody has the burst. There is no shot he falls past 7 of the Giants. That's his drop dead spot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the betting number, they're telling you that. Now, that leads into number 4. The first first offensive lineman drafted in this draft will be Ike Mekwonu. I fully believe that will be at 3.
Mm-hmm.
The second one will not be Evan Neal.
Really?
The New York Giants are going to take Charles Cross at 5. I've been hearing that for weeks, and I just absolutely refuse to believe it because it doesn't make the most sense. Look, I like Charles Cross, and I've said on this show there is a team that has him as the number 1 tackle in this class.
It's the Giants?
It's the Giants.
Huh. Okay.
They like him better than Evan Neal. They're worried about the weight with Evan Neal, and that leads into the next statement.
I was going to say, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see a football Farley breakdown over those 2 picks. I think
if it goes how I think it will go, and that is they take Charles Cross at 5 and Kayvon Thibodeau at 7, I don't think you'll have another meltdown from football Farley. Now,
he might jump out of the
cake. You might
cake.
have one from me because I have my Jets have pick number 4 and pick number 10. And there is no team that is putting out more misinformation than the New York Jets, and I cannot figure out why.
Okay.
The next sweeping declaration, and this goes to who we're an affiliate of and the market that we live in. Carolina Panther fans, at number 6, you are taking Evan Neal.
Yep. And that's exactly what you should do. Anything but a quarterback.
And if you look at all of the misinformation, look at the Baker Mayfield thing that now they have aggressively gone to debunk. I can't figure out how you would sell a quarterback. I can't. Malik Willis, he's 2 years away. Everybody on this staff would be fired. And here's the part that nobody wanted to talk about. Matt Rule has 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel. We just watched this of how hard it was to convince certain coaches to take certain jobs because you were beholden to a quarterback.
Yep.
You really think Carolina was going to do that? You think a year out, a job that was already going to be a bit of a tough sell in the first place because David Tepper has he's a new enough owner that everything he does is put under a microscope.
Yes.
So high-end candidates are going to look at that and go, I don't know that I want to do that if all things are equal. So then you're going to take that job and shoehorn them into a quarterback that you reached for at 6. There's no quarterback in this draft that wasn't going to be a reach at 6. They don't exist. They're all reaches. I have one quarterback in the top 25, and his name is Sam Howell.
Every analyst out there will tell you that's what you need to do, that you need to go after an offensive lineman, that you have to take care of that first.
Well,
now,
and you got to realize how much that puts you in the right scenario because Evan Neal's the left tackle, and that does the overratedness of they're going to be a power running team. If I've heard that one time, I swear I've heard it 150, and it is so laughably stupid to me.
A power running team.
Evan Neal's just very safe. He will play left tackle. Cam Irving slides into guard. You've still got Brady Christensen that they like. And now they would feel like the offensive line is good enough. They will see what they have in Darnold. You're giving Matt Rule a legitimate shot in a bad NFC. The defense is still good. You just have to stop turning the ball over. And you got to put Darnold in a situation to succeed. That is exactly what this is.
So the Carolina Panthers at number 6 will take an offensive lineman, and you feel like it will be Evan Neal because Charles Cross will be gone.
They would prefer Ike Mekwonu, and there is a path that he gets to 5. I don't think he would get past the Giants.
I see zero chance.
I don't think that. And look, I've heard the same thing. They value Charles Cross ahead of Ike Mekwonu. And you know, I just this is like the girl that put cigarettes out on my couch saying she would never cheat on me again. I really want to believe you so badly. But I don't think you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I think Evan Neal's going to be there at 6, and I don't think Carolina can pass on him.
No, because he is the left tackle. He is the prototypical left tackle in this draft, correct?
He's kind of reverse Ike Ekwonu. Ekwonu is going to be a test case at left tackle. Worst case scenario, you have to move him into the interior. But there's a floor. The problem with Evan Neal is his weight. If I knew Evan Neal could stay at 350 pounds, he should be a top 5 pick in this class.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I have no faith in that whatsoever. So you're really good. I mean, he was 385 pounds at Alabama, and there were times that he went over 400 pounds. If he does that, I mean, look at the Jets with Mekhi Becton.
Mm-hmm.
They had this exact same problem. They can't control his weight. And so now he looks great, and everybody's losing their mind. Okay, well, you're about to go through hibernation for about 3 months. Let's see how he shows up in July. So that part does make me nervous, but not enough to worry about it. And I think that would be a home run for the Carolina Panthers.
All right, we're rolling through Jeremy Greene's 10 definitive statements about how the NFL draft will unfold. Again, we'll be covering every pick right here in the Sportsocracy. You got one more before we take a break, or do you want to go ahead and take a break?
I got one more, and this is a definitive, and I'm telling myself, you got to understand, I'm telling myself this to not get duped like I did last year. No quarterback is going in the first 19 picks of this draft. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. The first quarterback in this draft is going at 20 to Pittsburgh. It's just a question of who it is. I am 99.9% sure it's Malik Willis.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to trade up to do this. There will be trades. That's something we'll talk about after the break. There will be trades in the first round of this draft, and I think there's going to be a slew of them. It's not going to be for a quarterback. Now, there could be trades that lead to quarterbacks, but not trading up.
Yeah.
There's just nobody in this draft that's not shoehorning things in. And I'm going to tell you, I heard this specifically from a team that desperately needs a quarterback. Why would I take a guy in the first round this year?
Mm-hmm.
This is a team that's going to be bad. We're going to have a pick in the top 10 next year, no matter who the quarterback is. Whether it's C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Tyler Van Dyke. There's another one that I'm blanking on. There are four high-end quarterback prospects in next year's draft.
Okay.
What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry. I'm resisting the urge to say Spencer Rattler's name again.
It's not Spencer Rattler. There are 4 that would grade higher than any quarterback in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
And no team is going to shoehorn themselves. The Carolina Panthers have served as a horrible warning. In life, you should either be a great example or a horrible warning. And right now, that's what Carolina is. They have shoehorned themselves into a quarterback. There's nothing there's no win here. The only win is you build this team up as best you can, and if Darnold falls on his face, you're going to have a pick in the top 10 next year anyway, with a coach that can then pick the quarterback he wants. There are no quarterbacks going in the first half of this draft. 20 is the first, and I think it's Malik Willis to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
At ESPN Draft Nerd on Twitter, that's how you can get Jeremy Greene. We will be doing another Mullets mailbag coming up in the happy hour of the program, exclusively on YouTube at 5 o'clock. So get your questions in for that, or just hold on to them until the new stream starts, and then get them in, and we will go over every question that you have in that hour between 5 and 6 o'clock. There will be trades, he said. There will be trades in the NFL draft. Will any of them include his New York Jets? Because that is a big rumor going around right now. We'll discuss it up next here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, some showers coming into the Tuesday forecast tomorrow, mainly midday Tuesday. This is our main front of the week coming our way. We'll drop our numbers a little bit for midweek, and a couple of sprinkles around. Rainfall totals not too impressive tomorrow. 56 degrees our low tonight. Increasing clouds Tuesday with some midday rain showers lunchtime Tuesday. High around 61, only about a tenth, so a quarter of an inch of rain tomorrow. And then some upper 30s near 40 tomorrow night. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays 240 eastbound between exit 2 and exit 4A. Light delays 26 east and westbound near Long Shoals Road. Sardis Road northbound between Sand Hill Road and Pond Road, heavy delays. Hendersonville Road southbound is slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Overlook Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound approaching the Mills Gap Road area, light delays. Again, on Hendersonville Road southbound between Butler Bridge Road and I-26, heavy delays. I'm Lee Benfield with your Time Saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville.
At Mattress Warehouse, save up to $500, plus get free next-day delivery on select orders. Take 20% off pillow, sheets, and protectors. They have mattresses for every budget, 0% interest financing, and a 1-year price guarantee. Visit Mattress Warehouse to find your best night's sleep.
At Ingles, we know your closest companions are the ones who are always there for you. The ones you trust to have your back, no matter what. Who make the hard times a little softer, and the good ones, somehow, a little better. That's what family is all about, whether they walk on 2 legs or 4. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
Whoa, Greg's up.
He's never up this early.
Hey, guys.
Okay, so this is called the Bell Breakfast Box from Taco Bell.
Oh, thanks. I can read.
And that's a coffee. Helps you open your eyes.
And that's a breakfast burrito. You can start from either end.
You guys always this condescending in the morning?
Pretty much.
Wake up with the new $5 Bell Breakfast Box, filled with a grande toasted breakfast burrito, hash brown, 2 Cinnabon Delights, and a coffee. At limited participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only. Contact local store for prices, hours, and participation, which vary. Tax extra. Drinks excludes freezes.
Get back to the fun stuff with Audible. Take time to listen to what you love, like sci-fi epics, gripping thrillers, true crime, and wellness. Whatever you're into, you can find the best of it on Audible, with best-selling audiobooks, exclusive originals, popular podcasts, and more. Let Audible help you discover new ways to laugh, be inspired, or just be entertained. Sign up for your free 30-day trial today at audible.com.
Want to win $1,000? Well, we hope you've trained those fingers to spring into action. Every hour from 9 to 5 weekdays. Listen for the keywords, then enter them on our website for your chance to get $1,000 in your hand.
Brought to you by Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram and Friendship Nissan.
Hey, auto mechanics, are you underpaid? Get what you're worth at Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram and Friendship Nissan in Forest City. Get a higher flat rate, a 40-hour guarantee based on your experience, plus a sign-in bonus. Apply online at Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City.
Did you know select Ingles Markets now offer curbside service? Shopping has never been easier with all the quality and service you expect from Ingles. Visit ingles-markets.com to find a store near you and start shopping